It's those times when you're desperately uncomfortable, cold, tired, you know, thrashed within an inch of your life. Yeah, turns out those end up being the valuable times, assuming that you come through it okay.
Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you so much for coming out, and thank you for being a supporter of KUOW. I am really, really excited to have Dave Hahn here tonight. How many have summited Rainier? How many times? Okay. So this guy, 275 plus times. Right? So we are very excited to have Dave Hahn here to talk to us about his adventures. He has also summited Everest 15 times.
My dad was a climber. My dad's still alive. He's 83. He broke his ankle hiking last month, and he felt so bad to tell me. Felt so guilty telling me that he was out hiking alone and he broke his ankle. He knows he shouldn't be hiking alone. He knows he shouldn't be hiking alone at 83. And you know, I heard that and I was like, yeah, okay, so he must have caused a big rescue. It must have been a helicopter involved. Yeah, he's feeling guilty. Well, then when I got to talk to my dad, it turned out that no, there wasn't. He walked out 2 miles on a broken ankle. So, you know, I certainly had a good example. Well, you can call it a good example. I got my start at Mount Rainier in 1985. I came out to learn climbing. My dad had already been on Denali, and I wanted to go there with him. And he said I had to come to Mount Rainier to learn the ropes, so to speak. And when I saw the guide service on Rainier, I'd been a year or two out of college at that point, didn't have a clue what I wanted to do. I saw the guide service, and I was just absolutely blown away. I met these guys who were just a couple years older than me, who'd been all over the world, which wasn't that common in the mid-1980s to meet Americans that had been in Tibet. And yeah, I suddenly knew exactly what I wanted to do, and in a lot of ways I haven't looked back. You know,
You brought Gary Johnson up Everest, and not to make this about politics, but did he know what country he was in?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I had to ask. Tell me about what that was like. What was he like to hike with?
Hey, he was a great partner. That was 2003 on Everest, and Gary had been governor of New Mexico for the preceding 8 years. And that's the link. He actually lives down the street from me. I live in northern New Mexico and work as a ski patroller. And Gary, as an ex-governor, skis really hard. We got a great chess rivalry going in that 2003 Everest expedition. We were successful at climbing the mountain, incidentally, but I ended up owing Gary money at the end of the trip. I wasn't completely honest the way he did things, but so we carry this rivalry on today, and I still play chess with him. Happy to say that I've recouped my losses, but we climbed together again a year, 2 years ago. Gary climbed Vincent, the highest mountain in Antarctica, and that's one of my specialty mountains. I think Gary's a great guy. He's loads of fun. We had the good sense not to talk politics on those trips. You know, we wouldn't necessarily agree, but you know, those are rules that you're smart to adhere to anyway on a trip in the mountains. And you know, well, I think that's always been one of the great things about our country, our society, is that you can have your agreements, disagreements politically, and you should still be able to share a rope. You should be able to share an adventure.
Thank you, Dave Hahn, so much.
I just happen to be a great fan of the station, and thanks to you guys for knowing how to support it.